Okay, good evening everyone. Thank you so much for coming to the latest Chicago Propeller Club event. This is very much a bittersweet evening for us here as a club. As many of you will know, one of our members, one of our most enthusiastic members, Aaron Bensinger, died on October the 1st. Suddenly and unexpectedly, and we were all very shaken and shocked by that. Aaron was definitely one of the most enthusiastic early supporters of our club. As I say, he was personally very supporting to me as a newcomer in Chicago. So we're very grateful to Central Marine Logistics, where he was vice president and our silver sponsor, for being here, and to Tom Wiater for being here with his team to come and say a few words of tribute to Aaron. Tom.
Hello, and as Ben said, this is kind of a bitter. I was never a stand-up comedian, so I didn't get that habit as soon as you walk on stage to set the microphone just right. But as I was saying, this is kind of a bittersweet talk for me. I'm going to say a few words about Aaron Bensinger, but I promise I'm not going to try to drag the whole crowd down and get everyone crying here. So I'm going to do my best to leave on a high note. And forgive me, I have my notes here. My name is Captain Tom Wiater, and I am the president of Central Marine Logistics. And I've had the privilege of knowing Aaron for almost 20 years. He was my vice president. He was my QI. He was my second in command. About a month ago, I was filling in as a relief mate on the Wilfred Sykes because, as you know, there's a big labor shortage on the Great Lakes. And when we need an officer on the boat, I'm the first to volunteer to go out there. And I was standing the 8 to 12 watch, and we were upbound going into Gray's Reef Passage. And I had just checked back speed as we were going into shallow water, and I received a call about Aaron Bensinger. Now, being in this industry for 20-some years, this is not the first notification I've had of somebody passing away, but this one hit really, really hard. I'm going to say a couple of details about Aaron, and I do that because sometimes to process these kind of news, you want to hear the specifics because it makes it real. Aaron was an early riser. He got up around 5 o'clock in the morning. He's worked with many of you, so I'm sure you've gotten texts or emails from him at an ungodly hour, but that's just the way Aaron was. He got up that morning, he made himself a cup of coffee, he put his dogs outside, and he got on his computer, and about 6 o'clock in the morning, his wife found him slunched over in the computer, and she just thought he had fallen back asleep. But he had a massive aneurysm, and he was no longer with us. And that's what happened. Tough reminder of how brief life and how fragile life can be. But 6 hours prior to that, Aaron and I were texting and talking about the longshoremen might go on strike, if you all remember that. And that was a big deal. So right at midnight, I was talking to the guy. I had no idea that he had 6 hours left on this world, and he was just full of life. 24 hours prior to that, I was fueling the Wilfred Sykes at Indiana Harbor, and I noticed the chief engineer had really cool rose-colored and gold 1970 safety glasses. And I was so impressed by that, and I thought it was so cool that I called Aaron and go, why don't we have that in our spill plan, that's mandatory, that if you're fueling our vessels, you gotta have cool shades on. Aaron was my QI, he was my VP, he was my second in command, but he was so much more than that. He was my friend. He was like my best friend. He was like a brother to me. We had even talked about getting matching tattoos. We were that close. Now, I could go on about my relationship with Aaron ad nauseum, but I want to just remind everyone today and kind of leave on a high note that Aaron helped everyone that he touched. If you had the privilege of working with him, He brought that zest of life, that passion of life. However your and Aaron's paths cross, whether it was an oil spill plan, a question on regulation, a union issue, ordering labor, when a vessel was coming in, tugs, pilots, Aaron just, anytime you got him on the phone, he'd be like, yeah, what's up, man, what's up, you know? And he would help you through whatever problem you had, and he had this ability to make you feel like whatever issue you came to him on was the most important thing he was doing that day. Whether it was a labor issue or you just wanted a kick-ass macaroni lobster salad recipe, Aaron gave it his all. Aaron had that passion for life, that passion for industry, and that passion for humanity. He really took pleasure and a joy in life in helping you on whatever issue you had, whatever cause you wanted to engage, he was there. And I'm never going to forget that. And I ask all of you to remember that and to carry it on. So when someone comes to you and says, how do I fix a dripping sink? How do I make a beef brisket? How do I get a boat in at midnight and not pay tug overtime fees? Help that person out with the same zeal that Aaron helped all of us. And thank you.
Thanks so much, Tom. So we're going to take a quick break now for about 10 minutes and then come back for some industry talks. Thanks very much.